Hi everyone, welcome to WordPress course for beginners. In this course, you will learn how to build your own WordPress site from scratch. We will cover all the steps from the beginning, like getting a domain and a hosting provider, installing WordPress, and then we'll finish this course building our own page layout. So if you're new in web design, then you're in the right place. If you have any questions, feel free to paste them in the comment section. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to watch more videos like this. Before we start, I just want to say that for those who complete the full course, I have a surprise for you. At the end of this video, I'll show you how to get the certificate once you're done. First step is to buy a domain. You usually buy domains in name registers. Some name registers are, for example, name.com, namecheap.com, dynadot.com, or you can even buy them in Google Domains. In this tutorial, I'm going to use GoDaddy, another name register. So you can choose whatever suits you best. They basically work the same. You should go to their homepage and then find the field where you should start searching for your domain name that you have in mind. So for example, let's say that I have the Motor Crew in mind. So I'm going to search here if it is available. So I'm just going to type here. And click on search for domain. Okay, so now it will show if the domain is available and in which extensions. The extensions is the .com, or for example, other common extensions is .net, .org, .info, as you can see here. And in this case, we can keep on scrolling down and you will see other different domains. There's some country domains, like for example, .uk from the United Kingdom, .nl from the Netherlands, or .fr from France. So choose whatever extension suits you best and then just click and add it to the cart. So just say I want the motorcrew.com, so I'm going to add this one to the cart. And if you're done, so I'm going to continue to purchase this. Okay, so this part sometimes can be a little bit tricky because name registers might want to charge you for some extra services that you might not want. So make sure you don't select all this here. If you don't want privacy protection, privacy and business protection, then just click on no thanks. I recommend you to be a bit careful in this part before you buy the domain, and make sure that all the previous steps before you pay, you are not selecting other services so you won't be charged. All right, so I've made sure that I don't want anything else here, then I can continue with these options. Before you complete your purchase, you can choose if you want your domain for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5, or even 10 years. Okay, usually the first year is cheaper, as you can see, and then it will be a bit more expensive depending on how many years you choose. I want to also suggest you something here. Make sure your payment details are updated, just in case the credit card that you're using is expired, because it wouldn't be the first time that this would happen and somebody loses their domain because of this. So keep an eye on that, and also on the renewal date, because you might miss it, and it's also very important to renew your domain or else you can lose it. So when you're done purchasing this, then you're ready to go to next step. Now your domain needs to be hosted on a server, so it's time to buy a hosting provider. There are two possible scenarios here. First scenario is you buy your domain and your hosting service from the same company. Companies like, for example, name registers like GoDaddy or hosting services like HostGator, they offer both services. And then you have a second scenario where domain and hosting provider are from different companies. If you're building a website for a client from scratch, this might be the most common scenario. do not worry about it, because the only thing that you have to do is point the domain to the hosting server. So there are some hosting servers, like for example SiteGround, 1&1, Bluehost, HostGator, and in this tutorial I'm going to use Bana Hosting. Whatever server you choose has to cover your needs, so look around a little bit. There are different prices, and it will also be different if you're just planning to host one website or you're planning to host several websites. So just look around a little bit. So if your domain and your hosting server are from different companies, what you have to do is point the domain to this server. It might sound a bit scary or even confusing, and you might be asking right now, how do I do this? Don't worry, it is pretty easy. You need to find in your server, your hosting server. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to Bana Host, the hosting service that I'm using for this tutorial, and you have to find the DNS. DNS stands for Domain Name Server. So as you see here, I found mine here. Here in Products and Services, I have found the name servers, which are this over here. There are two. Okay, so these are important because you need this and you have to copy them. Then you have to go back to where you have bought your domain. In this tutorial, I'm using GoDaddy. So I'm going to GoDaddy, logging into my account, and what I'm going to do is copying this DNS numbers. So this is how you point the domain to the server. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going back to GoDaddy, and here in GoDaddy, somewhere find in your products in this case. This might be similar in the rest of the registers, or if not, find the help section, because it will tell you where you can find this or where you can change the DNS. Okay, so as you see here, if I selected my products, I have the domain that I've bought, which is the Motor Crew, and here I have DNS. So I'm just gonna click on this. So here I can manage the name servers. I'm scrolling down until I find the section where I have to enter the name servers. Okay, so you have to find something similar as this. I'm going back to my hosting service and I'm copying this name server. So copy the first one, Control C, and here I'm using Control V to paste it. Going back and copying the second one. There are usually two, so don't forget about the second one. Whenever it's done, just click on Save. It might take a while until you have successfully pointed your domain to your server, so the sooner you do this, the better. As a recommendation, you might as well do this right away after you buy the domain. In this chapter, we're going to learn how to install WordPress manually and automatically. We're going to learn how to do this in both ways. Not all hostings have the option to install this automatically. So in a way, it's good to learn how to do it manually. It might sound scary, but really don't worry. It is going to be easy. First thing you have to do is download WordPress. So visit WordPress.org and download the latest version of WordPress. As you can see, this is the site, and here is where you have to download WordPress. Please do not be confused with WordPress.com. So there's one thing called WordPress.org and another thing called WordPress.com. The differences is .org, as you can see here, is the real WordPress, is the popular website platform, and is 100% free, and all you need is a domain and a web server, a web hosting. And what about WordPress.com? So WordPress.com is more a platform for hobby bloggers. Whenever you start a blog and you name it, and it will automatically generate a domain. It will be something like, let's say, if you want a cooking site, just say like my favorite recipes. So the domain, that's the title of the blog, and the domain would be something like myfavoriterecipes.wordpress.com. So that is the difference. If you have your own domain and your own hosting server, we have to go to wordpress.org, and here is where you have to download it. Okay, so just click here and it will download. Second step is to upload WordPress to your hosting. So once you've downloaded WordPress from wordpress.org, you will get a zip folder. So unzip it, and this is what you will find. I'm going to open the folder here. So these are the files that you need to upload to your hosting. And it's pretty easy. So what we're going to do is, in this tutorial, we're going to do it via FTP using a program called FileZilla. And I'm back to our client's control panel. So as I said before, our client has hired HostGator for this, but no matter what hosting service you have, it's basically the same. So first thing, if you don't have an FTP account, you have to create an FTP account. So get to your control panel and find something like FTP accounts to create a new one. So I'm going to create one so you guys see. So these are all the details that you need to enter. So let's say click at the login is visual and add a password. I'm just gonna click a random one over here, or you can even click on password generator if you want to. So whenever you're done, you just need to click on create FTP account. Okay, so I have my FTP account here created. Here, open configure FTP client, because these credentials here plus the password are what we're going to use in FileZilla to connect with the server. All right. So I'm going to open FileZilla. So first thing here, when you open File, so I'm going to do this, File, Site Manager. So here is where you have to, let me show you, FTP username, it's this one over here. So just copy it and paste it. As you can see, you need the user, you need the host, port 2, and the password. Okay, so whenever you're done, click on connect. So this is the way how to connect to your server. Okay, so it's done. So as you can see here, I'm sorry, I'm just going to bring myself up here because you cannot see where we have to store all our files. And now here is where we have to drop all the files from WordPress. So now it's been connected, so I'm going to open this WordPress folder again and copy all. This is the root folder, by the way. This is where, because if you have more domains, it will also show. So what you have to do is to copy it in the root folder. So I'm just going to drag it here and let it copy. And it will take a few minutes to completely upload. Third step is create a database. So we're back to our client's control panel here in HostGator. And what we have to do is find this, MySQL database wizard. Okay, just look for it and click. So what we have to do is you have to create a database with a name and I think a user and a password. You have to store all these credentials because you're going to need them for step number 4. So, okay, so create a database. This is the database name. Let's say Visual Course will be the database name. Click Next Step. And here we're going to create the user. So the username will be, I'm going to type mine, sorry, and a number. And here we're going to type the password and confirm the password again. Or you can use the password generator and just click on create user. And in this step, click on all privileges. Okay, so everything here is selected, and then click on next step. And when we see this message, it means that we have completed the task of creating a database. Now we've already uploaded WordPress to our hosting. We've also created a database, and now it's time to install WordPress into our domain. So when all of these previous steps are done, what you have to do is visit your domain. So the first thing you will see is this. So this is how we install WordPress. And here's where you choose the language. So by default, I'm going to install it in English from United States. Click on Continue. And now this is why I told you to store all these credentials, the database, the user, and the password, because we'll be needing it now. And then I'm going to click on Let's Go. So the database name, I'm going back to my control panel just in case. So you can still copy it from here. Username, it's this username that we've created. I'm just going to type it. And password, just delete it, and I've copied it to my clipboard. And we'll leave the rest as it is. Okay, so click on Submit. Then click Run the installation. Here WordPress requires you to add some information, for example, the site title. This client works in the film industry in animation. So the site title will be 3D VFX Producer. We can add a username. So let's say I'm going to add the same. The username will be this will be the username, and I'll just leave this generated password. Also, we can add an email here. So I'm just going to add our email. So I'm afraid I cannot scroll down a little bit more, but I want to show you, just going to minimize this a little bit. Here you can see the search engine visibility. You can discourage search engines from indexing this site. So if the site is being built, you should click on this. Okay, so I'm just going to click on this while we're building it, so Google won't index this, but we have to remember whenever you're done to deselect this option. All right. And now whenever you're done, I'm just going to minimize this a little bit more. Just click on Install WordPress. Okay, I'm going to zoom back in. So WordPress has been installed, and then you just have to log in with the account that you have just created with those same details. So click on Login, and then you'll see how we're back to WordPress. Let's type the username. And the password. Click on Login. Let's say I don't want iCloud to save this. And if you see something like this page, it means that you have successfully installed WordPress and you've created a user, and this is the backend. You have accessed the backend. So congratulations. This seemed a bit scary in the beginning, but as you see, it's pretty easy if you follow all these steps. In many hostings, you can find the option of installing WordPress automatically with just a few clicks. So instead of you manually going to WordPress.org, downloading the zip file, creating a database, then installing WordPress into your domain, you can do this with just a few clicks. So search in your control panel if you have this option, or contact your hosting if you can't find it. And here in HostGator, for example, I have this option which says WordPress one-click installation. So I'm going to click here. So what we have to do now is just follow the instructions. Here says we're going to install the version of WordPress 4.9.4. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. What you have to do is basically follow the instructions that you'll see on your screen. So first is select the domain and click on Next. Here we have the install settings. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. And you have to add a blog title, an admin user, first name and last name, admin email. So let's start typing, let's say 3D producer, admin user, first name, just going to put something random like Ned Stark. And admin email, I'm going to type hours. And here you have to leave this selected. As you can see, you're automatically creating a new database for this installation. And agree the terms of service and click on install. The installation is pretty fast and you get your installation details here. What you can do now is log in. So I'm going to open this in another tab. This is how we're going to access our backend. Now we're going back to our control panel, and here we're going to use this username and the password. Remember to store this in a safe place. These details are important, so I'm going to just copy paste this and you'll see. I'm going to click on login. I don't want to save this. And we're here in the backend. This means that we have successfully installed WordPress in our domain with just a few clicks. Right now I'm going to view the site and there's probably a template that has been installed. There it is. So we have our domain, we have our hosting service, we've installed WordPress, and now in this video, in this chapter, I want to show you two free tools to design your WordPress site. First one is the one that you can see right now on the screen. It's called Themes Generator. And next one is a page builder by Site Origin. So I'm going to divide this in two parts so I can show you a small preview of these free tools. Okay, so let's go, guys. I'm already logged into Themes Generator, the first free tool that I want to recommend you. The reasons why I want to recommend this free tool is because I think it's easy to use and you can actually create amazing WordPress themes even though you do not have much WordPress knowledge. What I want to do now is show you a little bit how Themes Generator works. What you're seeing right now is a welcome hero image. With Theme Generator, what you can do is you can start a site from scratch. You can use one of the themes, or you can use pre-styled blocks. I will show you this in this video. Theme Generator is based on CSS styles. This means that you will learn CSS principles. I'm going to show you how this works a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open a theme. So I'm going to click on the load button. And here are the themes that you can choose. And also you can open your own file, that your local file that you are working on. But as an example, now I'm just going to open a theme. It's called Autumn Theme. It's this one over here. So I'm just going to click it. This is a warning that I will lose the current design. So I'm just going to say yes. This is Autumn Theme. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit so you guys see how this theme looks with the different sections. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll back up again. And here in Themes Generator, you will always see your designs on the left. The canvas will be on the left. And then the Style Manager and the blocks will be on the right. This is where you will be making the changes. So as I've said before, you can start your site from scratch, from a white canvas. You can start using a theme, or I'm going here to this section called blocks. You have some basic blocks here, like for example text, that you will just drag out, and you can make the changes now. You also have other blocks like the image, a video. You have some layout blocks here which is important here, WordPress blocks. As you can see, I have a header separator here, and down there were other blocks called footer separator and theme styles. These are, I'm going to show them here. As you can see, header and footer separator, they're kind of highlighted. It's because you must use them. Rest of them are completely optional. Now here, while you're designing, you will see these bars, but once you export this design to WordPress, export this theme to WordPress, then it won't be visible. You just need them to convert it. We also have extra blocks here. They're actually the pre-styled blocks. You can also design your own site by dragging out these blocks. They're different pre-styled sections. So I'm just going to show you. I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and I'm going to drag out here this image over here. We have more. You have footers, you have card blocks, stuff blocks, and even pricing blocks. Okay. I'm going to move on to the Style Manager. So here in Style Manager, what we're going to do is where we're going to make the changes. So I drag out a basic text block before. So what I'm going to do is go to typography, and going to center it. Just going to change the color a little bit. I'm going to use a random color and bring up the size drastically so you guys can see. I'm going to scroll down to the image here. So I'm going to change the image background. I'm going to upload a new image and open. I'm just going to select it and see how I change the image. And here inside our layers panel, we'll see all the hierarchy of all the elements in our design. In Themes Generator, you will be designing responsive sites. You will also be able to control how the site will look in different devices. I'm going to just scroll up because I want to show you here. You can see desktop device, tablet, and you will be able to control how it will look. As you can see right now, I'm in a small device, I'm in a mobile device. Also, I'm going back to desktop. Over here, as you can see, whenever my mouse is on top of one of the elements, it kind of like activates to show you which one you will be editing. And you can see some like a dotted line, some guides that actually what you can do is show borders, or you can hide them, show or hide. So you can also see how it will look without all those lines here. The lines are just to help you to design too. So apart from show borders, here we also have a full screen option, the option to export to WordPress the design, to undo and to redo. We can trash everything. We have theme settings. We can save this theme into a local file, and you can use and upload it whenever you want to work on it again. A load theme, we also have the user profile, and then we're back to blocks, Style Manager, and the layers. Before exporting our site into WordPress and see how it looks, what I want to do is show you the theme options inside Themes Generator. So these are the theme settings. The thing is that in Themes Generator, you'd be creating your own theme. What I mean with this is that many professionals and many agencies, what they do when they design a site for a client is they purchase a template and they work on that template. So once you install this template, and you'll see that it will link to the author, the template author, and nothing else. But actually here in Themes Generator, you will be creating your own branding. So here in the theme options, you can change the name, change the author, and add a URL where it will be linking, a description, a version, and even a thumbnail. So you will be making something that is really yours. If you design a site for a client, then you can make all these edits, and it will always have your name and it will link to you. As an example, I'm going to leave the name in theme generator. I'm going to change the author name and give it mine. I'll leave this URL here, and I'm going to type a description. So let's say autumn theme is a 1-page with let's say it has 5 different sections. Okay, I'm going to type a different version. Let's say it's version 2.0. What we have to do is just click on save the option. So once I export this into WordPress, then I will show you these small changes. So let's click on save. After editing the theme options, I'm going to export the site into WordPress. As you see, we've added some text and a new block over here. Maybe what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete this one over here. Also, the blocks, as you can see, you can move them around and you can also delete them. Okay, so let's export this to WordPress. This is the export button. And click here, export WordPress template, and you will get a zip file. So this zip file is the one that we're going to bring into WordPress once it's downloaded. I'm in WordPress right now, and I'm going to upload the exported theme. So I'm going to click here on upload and get the file, the zip file, which is here in my desktop. And I'm just going to install it. And after this, we're just going to activate it and we're going to preview how it looks. And as you can see here, it's with the theme settings that we've been editing before. This is what you will see. This is what I mean when you will be creating your own branding, your own theme. So the name is the same. Remember that I changed the version, which now is 2.0. My name, which links to the URL that you want, and the small description here. Okay, so let's visit the site. This is the exported theme, so I'm just going to scroll down. You see we have changed this image here. We added this new pre-styled block. This is how the theme looks. As if you remember, there was a header separator and a footer separator that was visible in Themes Generator, but as you can see, it's not visible here. We just need them to convert the theme into a WordPress theme. But here, once you export it, it's not visible at all. After several months testing Themes Generator and seeing the improvements that the development team has introduced, I think that TG is a handy tool for any designer to convert their ideas into stylish WordPress themes easily. Anyway, this was just a sneak peek of what you can do with Themes Generator. You will probably want to reach to your own conclusions, so remember that whenever Themes Generator is out, you will be able to use it completely for free. In this second part of Chapter 3 of our WordPress Visual course, I'm going to show you a visual builder. It's called Page Builder by SiteOrigin, and it's a plugin that allows you to create and design layouts in WordPress pages. By layouts, I mean whatever is in between the header and the footer. So as an example for you to understand what I mean here, I'm going to show you our website, Responsive Muse. And here, as you can see, we see a header with a menu and a logo. And I'm going to scroll down, 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 down. And down here, you can see the footer. So by layout, I mean whatever, all this content here in between header and footer. Great, so I'm going back to WordPress backend in the website that we're working on. So this is how you're going to install this plugin. So what you have to do is you go to plugins here in the menu on the left, go to plugins and click on add new. So here on the right where we're going to search the plugin, we're actually going to need the Page Builder plugin and the widgets bundle. So the easiest way, instead of searching one by one, is searching by the creators, which is SiteOrigin. So I'm going to type SiteOrigin. This is how you type it. And that's it. It's exactly the two first. So we need to install this one over here, which is the plugin, and this is the widgets bundle. So click on install. And over here on the right, click on install. After this, we have to activate it too. So let's go to the first plugin and click on activate. So now it will take us to the list of plugins that we have. So whatever plugin that you will install in the future, you will also find it here. So right now we have one activated, and the other one down here, the widgets bundle, we need to activate it too. Since Themes Generator is not available yet for you to create your own WordPress theme, I'm going to work with another template to show you how this builder works. I've already previously installed it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go directly to the pages and find this sample page. So click here in pages. And I'm going to open the sample page. This is how your pages will look once you have installed the page builder and the widget bundle. So what we see here is that normally sample pages have some random text. So once you get this page builder, what is done is transform it into a block, a text block, automatically. So afterwards, what you can do, you can edit this text or you just can delete it. Now I'm going to move on to show you some things that you can get to do with this page builder. You can design your site from scratch and start adding yourself the rows and the widgets inside the rows. You can upload pre-styled layouts, and then afterward you can also edit this with a live editor. I will show you this afterwards. So as an example, I'm going to add a row. So you're going to come here, click on add row, and as you see here we have like 2 blocks, it's 50% each. And here's how you set it. If you just want one block, which would be 100%, so we need to lower this to 1. If you want more, 3, and it will automatically create the percentage, because this percentage is what is going to create the responsiveness afterwards. I'm going to leave it as it is. So I just want a row with two columns. So if you see both of them here, this is how you will add the widgets now. Select one of the rows. Let's say this one, and I'm going to click add widget. So this is the widgets bundle, and I'm just going to add an image. I'm going to add another widget, which is text, and I'm going to do the exact thing on this column. So I'm going to add an image, and below that I want the text. It's pretty easy to edit because I'm going to open. And here you can add a title or add an image. I'm going to add a random image right now. I'm going to upload a file. I have these 2 images over here. Wait until it uploads. And I'm just going to select one. See how you select the images? I'm just going to select this one over here and click on add widget. And if you want to link it to any URL, just paste it. If not, just click on done. So here I have an image. This is the text. And I'm just going to type this fast. And I'll do the same thing. I'm going to add an image. This one over here. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. If you find that I'm going way too fast, don't worry. This is just a preview of what you will be doing in the following chapters. Great. So what we can do now is we're going to preview these changes. So we have that random text and both images, obviously with no styling at all. I've just placed the images and that's it. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the back end. Now I'm going to upload a pre-styled layout. So let's go here to layouts. Just click on this button over here. We get pre-built layouts here in the directory. You can choose among all of the ones you have here. So let's say, for example, you can preview them before actually. So let's say, for example, that I want to upload this one. So just select it and go to the insert button. So when you click on insert, it will ask if you want to insert after, insert before, or replace the current. It's talking about the current layout that you're adding, the blocks that we've been adding. I'm just going to insert it after. So click on insert after and done. As you see, it has added more rows with blocks under the blocks that I have added previously. So just gonna preview this. Click on here, preview changes, and I've already previewed before and the page is already open, so I'm coming here, going back to this tab. It's gonna scroll down and see how it has added the layout that I've selected. Okay, so I'm going to go back. These blocks are easy to edit, just as we did before. You're just going to click on edit, and I'm just going to open the frame here so you can see some text. You can add a different picture, your text. So just as an example, I'm just going to do some quick changes. Click on OK. And another thing, apart from editing here the blocks, opening each one of them, what you can use is the live editor. So click here, live editor, and this is what you will get. So we get our page here, and if you see, if I start clicking, if I start clicking the elements, and you see how it highlights here on the left. So we got our builder here, and you just can select and open it here. So as an example, let's edit this over here, this part. So click on it, and let's open one of the features here. Like for example, let's change the icon and the icon color to, let's give it green, just as an example, and click on done. So when it loads, we're going to see the changes that we have just made. And we get the icon with this different color. I think this live editor is pretty cool because by selecting each of the elements here on the left, it will open exactly the section that you need to edit, whatever you want to change, as you can see here. This chapter is about themes, where to get WordPress themes, where to get actually free themes. So there are sites where you can find these free themes. You can download, search them there in the site, download them, and then upload them here. But I think that the easiest way is here. I'm inside the dashboard right now, my site's dashboard. And if you go to Appearance, you can click on Themes. Here you can add new themes. You can search for free WordPress themes. And I'm going to show you how to do it. You can click here and add new theme, or just go up here and click on Add New. I'm going to click there, Add New Theme. And here you get a list of featured themes. All of these here are free, and you have a list of the featured themes, popular. You also get the latest, your favorites, and even you can add some your own filters here. Depends on what the aim, the theme of your site. So I want to say, for example, instead of using this, I'm going to use this search bar. Okay, I'm not going to apply any filter now. So to search for a theme, let's say you have a fitness, some kind of gym site. So I'm just going to search for something like fitness. Click on enter, and let's see what results do we get. The free fitness themes for WordPress are loading, and here you can get the number of results, which is 109. So if you keep on scrolling down, you'll see all the themes. So let's say, for example, if you like this one over here, you can see the details and preview a part of it. Just click on it Here you have some information, you get the reviews, and here you can preview a little bit, just part of the layout. You can use these arrows to switch to your next theme, or if you like it, just click here on install. See, here we have another one. It's loading right now, but you can see like some of the elements. This carousel, this grid is pretty nice too. So just move around, and if you like it, just click on install, so it will automatically install this theme. And okay, this is another one. Now let's say we want to choose a different kind of theme. If you are a makeup artist, or have a beauty salon, or you sell some kind of cosmetics, anything related to beauty, and let's search for this theme. I'll type beauty, and then you'll get different results here. So the same, you can keep on scrolling down to choose the one that you like best or suits you best. Another option to get your free WordPress theme is to build your own theme with Themes Generator. That's it. You'll build your own design. So that's the difference between the themes that I've shown you before, the free themes that you can check here. I'm going to switch the tab. So these beautiful themes, they've been designed by others, by third-party company designers. But in Themes Generator, you'll get to build your own, and it's pretty easy to do that because it uses a drag and drop system. So this is Themes Generator, and here what you can do is you can load one of these themes here and modify them, or what you can do is use the different blocks that we have here. So let's say I have header sample, so I'm going to just drag it out on top of this hero image. So this is the header with the menu. Here we have this hero image. I'm just going to leave it like this. We have the header separator. Great. Now let's drag out another footer. Okay, so I've just created a site, a small site with the pre-built blocks that Themes Generator offers you. What you can do is you can add animation, you can change all these images here, or you can add your own blocks, your own designs, and that's how you're going to create your own instead of getting somebody else's design. And this is just pretty easy because you just click here to export to WordPress. Click the button here, export it to WordPress. And you get a zip file, which is your theme. So you just have to go here to upload theme in the same place, in appearance, themes. You get to upload it, and here just click choose file, and then just install it, and that's it. If you want to check Themes Generator out, you just have to visit themesgenerator.com and just register, log in, and you can use Themes Generator for free and build your own site, your own WordPress site for free. Now we're inside our site's backend, and just as a reminder, the site that we're designing is for a 3D VFX producer. This client has been so kind to let us show this work and in this course. So what we're going to design is the layout of the films he has worked in, and I'm going to show you. This is the film, the template, that what we're going to do right now. What we're going to do in this chapter is we're going to design the layout. The layout is everything that is between the header and the footer. Okay, so right now you see that I've added some colors and I've added a logo, and in WordPress it will depend on the theme that you have installed. You have different options, and you have navigation options and also logo options, and basically everything you will find it here in customize. Or I'm going to show you how to get to the back end. Here in appearance, you go to customize and you'll see all the options you have. Again, it depends on the template that you install. Okay, so as I said, what I'm going to do is exactly this that I'm trying to mark or highlight with my mouse. So this is what we're going to create in Page Builder by Site Origin. Okay guys, so let's go. First thing we have to do is add a page, create a new page. So here in the back end, go to Pages and click on Add New. You can click it else here or up here. So what we're going to do is, the first thing is we're going to add a title to this page. And in my case, in this case, the title of the page is the name of the film, which is Assassin's Creed. And you'll see how automatically a permalink, as you see right now, is created. You can edit this if you're not happy with it, but I'm going to leave it like this. So now we're going to our Page Builder tab. So click here, Page Builder. First thing is I'm going to add a row, and as you see here, this has 2 rows. And it's occupying, this slideshow that we have here is occupying more than the 50% of the page. And this is less than the 50%, so it's not really even. I'm going to show you how to do that. So back to our page. First thing we have to do is add a row. Let's add a row up here. And this is what we get. This is where we get the layout, the percentage in a way. Here you can choose if you want just one column, which is 100%, and here you can start increasing the number of columns. So we just need 2 for this, and here we can set the ratio. I'm going to open this, and as you see how it moves, so it depends on how you want your layout. Then I'm going to select the golden ratio. And also here you can select if you want it from left to right or right to left. As you see, I want it from left to right. If you're happy with it, just click on Insert. There are obviously more options, but I'm just going to show you how to create this right now. So let's go to Insert, and we get the rows. As you see, these are both of the columns from the row. So now we're going to start adding the widgets. So first widget, I'm going to select the column. I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to add a slideshow. I'm going to add widgets, sorry. And here we have all the widgets from the Site Origin bundle. And let's look for the slideshow. Sorry, it's called Site Origin Slider. So just click on it, and there you go. Here it is. If you want to place it here, you just can click and drag the widget from one column to another, or even one row to another. So let's edit this one over here. So I'm going to open and click on Edit. Right now, up here says Slider Frame. So here's where we're going to add our frames. As you see here, there are some controls, and there are some images. Okay, so I'm going to click on Add, and here I'm going to display. What we're going to choose down here is just the background image. I'm not going to choose the background color, just the background image. I'm just going to choose it from the media. I'm going to select the first image, just save this one over here, and click on Set Media. And here I'm going to make sure I want the background image type to cover instead of tile, so just leave it like this. So I'm just going to hide this, and what we're going to do is we can click here, Add, to add the next frame, the next image, or you can duplicate this. What to choose or when to choose add or duplicate. For example, let's say that here you've made many changes, like you've added a background color, or you've also added an external URL. You've done many changes. So then I would recommend you to click on duplicate. But in this case, as an example, I've just added an image, so I will be changing this every time, even though I just duplicated. So I'm just going to click, for the first time, I'm going to click on duplicate. Here I have the background image, which is repeated. I'm going to choose the next one. Same thing, I'm just following the same steps, and I'm going to click add. It's basically the same in my case, but if you have a duplicate button, it's pretty handy. Gonna hide this, and let's click on add, and this will be the last image, which is this one over here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll down a little bit, and here we can control the animation speed, the timeout. I'm gonna leave it like this because I think the pace is pretty okay. Navigation color and navigation style. These are these arrows over here if you want to style them. These are the default colors, which suit pretty well my design, so I'm just gonna leave it like that, but just let you know that you have that. So I'm going to display it again, and also the navigation size, which is the size of the arrows. Okay, you can also preview this. Sorry, my camera is covering it. You can preview it here, right here, but actually if you want to preview, I'm going to show you now how it will look better. So I'm going to click here, done. To preview the site, you can click on preview or publish it. In my case, I'm just going to publish it, and then visit this link directly. Okay, so I've just clicked published. It has refreshed, and now I'm just going to visit this link so you guys see how it looks. Okay, so we just have half of our layout with the images here. Okay, so I'm going to add this text over here. So go back to add widget. Let's click on the column where we want to add the widget. And let me see if I find it here. It's called, yes, it's site origin headline. I'm going to create a title with a divider. So it's like two titles with a divider. That's what you get with this widget, with this headline widget by site origin. So same thing. Let's edit and type the text here. So I have a txt file here prepared with the text, and the title will be the name of the film. I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to leave it in an H1. Let's select the color, and I've added this color for the text. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. No hover color right now applied because it won't link anywhere. And you can choose the font. So these are all the fonts that you can choose from. But I'm going to, as my favorite, which is Helvetica. So I'm going to leave it like that. And the font size, I'm going to type, let's say 50, for example, and alignment left. Okay, so I'm going to hide this headline and open the sub headline. The text in this case is his job position, which was line producer. I'm going to copy it and bring it here. Let's leave it in H3. It has the same color as the title. Scroll down. No hover color either because it's not linking to any URL. I'm going to choose the font, which is the same Helvetica. Alignment left. And font size, let's say 30, for example. Okay, I'm gonna hide the headline. Going to open the divider and style it. Yes, I'm gonna leave it solid. Let's leave the thickness to 1. Alignment also, everything is aligned to the left. And the width, maybe let's bring it down to 50% or even less, 40%. And the color, I have some of my colors, my color palette for this side, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, I'm going to hide this. And here we can order the elements if you want the divider on top or in between or even below them. I want it in between the headline and the sub headline. Now I'm going to click on done, and I'm going to update the page, and we're going to preview this again to see how it looks. So the page has been updated, so now I'm going to preview the site. And as you see, the size is pretty big. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go back to the page builder, to this widget over here, click on edit, and make some changes. So about the size here in headline, I think I'm just going to delete the size, and I'll leave the default. Click on done. The default font size. So just going to update and preview it again, and if it looks good, I'm just going to move on and add the rest of the text. Now let's go back to our page, to our published page, and see how it looks, and it's actually looking much better. So I'm gonna leave it like this right now and go back here and add our next widget. Let's click on add widget, and I'm going to look for site origin editor right here. It's a rich text editor, so click on it. And as I haven't selected the column, so it's placed directly to the first column, but just click and drag it to the right column. Click on edit. And I'm not going to add any title, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this, and I'm going to copy the text. I'm going to modify it a little bit. I've already typed this. Director. Sorry. Year. And studio. Okay. I'm gonna click on done and update it, and the same thing. Let's check how it looks. It's done refreshing, so I'm going back to our published page, and this is it. Remember to refresh it to view the changes. As you see, we've created a page layout really fast with this page builder. If you want to add more rows, for example, some other content below this, then you will need to add a second row. Click on insert and add the widgets from the widget bundle that you can find here. If you need to design many pages which have the same layout, like an example, I'm going to design, I think it's 12 pages that will have this same layout, because all the films will have a slider and all the details from the film, like the title, the year, the studio, and some description. So you have to do the same thing. Instead of creating a page and doing the layout again and again, then I recommend you to install a plugin that clones post and pages. So I'm going to go back here in pages and show you. Here I have the name of Assassin's Creed, which is the page that we have just created. So if I bring my mouse on top of it, I have some options like edit, quick edit, trash view, and click to clone. So if I click to clone, it will clone exactly the same page with the layout, same layout. And you see its name, Assassin's Creed 2, so you would just need to type another title and you get the layout. So you just have to open and edit it and just change the pictures, change the frames and the information here and click on publish. So that's how you will save tons of time. Congratulations, you're done with your WordPress course for beginners. If you want to get a certificate like this that says that you have successfully completed the WordPress course for beginners, then you have to follow the link inside the descriptions and just do the last step. It's a small test that we have prepared for you that I'm sure you'll do fine if you've watched this full course. Your resume will look so cool once you put that you have finished a course in net growth, a WordPress course for beginners in net growth. And guys, as an advice, basic knowledge is really good, but you have to keep on learning. So I would recommend you to subscribe to this channel for more full courses like this. The subscribe button is right below this video, and also don't forget to ring the bell so you'll get notified whenever a video is out. See you next time, guys.